Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, what it do, baby? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. So, today, let me pipe down for a second. Give me a second. Okay, so today, as much as I love to entertain, today is Education Day. We're going to learn some stuff. Me, I'm Pretty Boy Day. In case you didn't know, you must have been on the rock or something if you don't know who Pretty Boy Day is. And that's C Murder.
You know who it is. C Murder in the building, y'all. What's up?
So today we have some guests with us today, and we're going to allow them to introduce themselves after I read the thought of the day. Are y'all ready?
Yes. What's the thought?
The thought of the day is, life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality.
I'm a 3, and I just graduated from the university degree and I'm photography.
Congratulations on that graduation. Attorney,
Yes.
one of our favorite boss moms, Stay Fit. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm with the owner of Boss Mom Stay Fit, and I'm a mother of 4 and a grandmother.
That's it.
Yes.
All right, I like it. We also have Miss 1010 Tania.
Yes.
Introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I'm 1010, the PR for Philly4Horsemen. I am a mother of 5. I am a grandmother of 8. I am the CEO of Beyond Expectation Events and also the CEO of a nonprofit organization called Yes We Are Unique for children with special needs.
That is awesome. See, where do you up here?
Hey, let's get to all these platforms. You can hit us on Facebook, Philly4Horsemen Podcast, Instagram at Philly4Horsemen, TikTok at Philly4, YouTube at, no, my bad, Philly4Horsemen. Just go subscribe, like, share. We don't care. We trying to hit like 1 billion. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say
Every
right
week that
there.
number change.
Yep.
It's supposed to go
That's right.
Also, email podcast4horsemen@gmail.com. Not the number 4, but the word 4. So always remember that. Peoples. And what's going on? What's happening around the world? Philly is doing a prime send-off on a super level. Let's read about this thing real quick. I was reading about this. Inside Philly extravaganza prime set off with a massive price tag, a larger than life backdrop. These celebrations face both praise and criticism, so it gets both. You got people that's going to criticize, that's criticizing about it, and you got people that's liking it. So, what's your thoughts?
I want to go first.
What's your thoughts on it? I'm just saying on, you know it's prime, you know you parents, us parents want to do it big for our kids. So you got some people that do it way big, Mercedes Benz, what is it, Bentleys, background drop with lights. These type of lights right here you see in the background, you already know they do it big with the smoke and all that good stuff. But what y'all thought?
So, all three of my girls have graduated and went on prom. And before it became where it is now, my kids was always at the top. My
Right.
daughter wanted a Range Rover from the beginning. That's what she talked about her whole high school year. My other daughter just said she wanted whatever the newest car was that was out. So when she went on her junior prom, she actually got the Tesla with the butterfly wings. My son last year, the one who has Down syndrome, decoration wise, went out for her. His suit alone was over $800. Our youngest son, who still has 4 years left before he go on college, I was like, damn, babe, what we go do? If they doing all this now, what we go do? Now, I look at it as 4 years, high school, yeah, that's what they were supposed to do. It's the saying that prom isn't for the kid, it's for the adults. But in today's society, where we are in today, and how many youth has been dying due to the senseless crimes and things that's been out of control, I know if my child would have graduated this year, I would have been one of the mothers who would have went above and beyond. One, I just feel like, outside of the accomplishment, it's just my son alone, and he's 15 now. And when he turned 15, one of the things that he said to me and his dad, which dropped my heart, was like, I didn't think I would live to see 15. And it's not that my son is a bad kid, because he don't get in trouble, but it's just that thought process of the time and where we live in.
Right.
So yeah, I would have been that parent that would have went all out. As long as now, I would have done that. If my bills is paid, I would not have to go in any type of debt doing it, and it wasn't going to cause no hardship when it comes to the family dynamics.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
don't be all.
50-50.
Don't be all.
It depends on grades, behavior,
Right.
all that. So, like the one I saw, the girl who had her mom blocked off the whole block.
Mm-hmm.
She had everything, like caterers. It was like a wedding, but she had a 3.7 all 4 years, and she had a full ride to UCLA.
Are you talking about the mom who did the spades champagne?
Ace
She
of
spent
Spades.
Ace of Spades. She spent
$75,000
Yeah.
on her prom.
That's how much her mom spent
Oh, for
on
the
prom.
prom, so-
From her prom send off. That's
Yep.
how much her
Just
mother
the
spent.
send-off.
Just to send off. I just want to know what the graduation party gonna be like.
Right, Trump party, all those things, but me, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that.
But I don't believe in any of that kind of stuff. I mean, I feel like I think that if you have it and that's what you want to do for your child, I'm like all for it and I support it, because I tell Tanea all the time, I always tell her how much I admire, like how she does the things that she do, know how to dress the kids and how to put things together. I admire that. However, for me, I feel like you deserve to have, like, I don't mind getting you what it is that you want, because my son just asked me for something that he wanted, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get it, why not? It's something that I wouldn't do often, but yeah, I'm gonna do this for him because he's getting ready to graduate. He's graduating out the 8th grade, his grades was okay, so I'm gonna do it. But I don't see where my kid prime and graduating out of high school, I have to pay $75,000, even if I had it to pay, I wouldn't.
Me.
That's only a one in a lifetime achievement though. So this is a
That's
question.
not a one lifetime achievement.
Graduating high school, that is. You
That's-
can't
that's-
graduate more than once from high school.
Right, but again, I believe that when your kid accomplishes something when they're in school, that's something that's supposed to be done.
That's
So
how
I
I
don't,
feel, too.
yeah, so I don't think
Whether it's
that,
supposed to be done or not, it is still an accomplishment.
Right, but you don't have to spend $75,000 to
And
reward them.
And that's true. You know what I mean? To each his own as far as what they do for, but I just don't want to downplay the fact that it's an accomplishment.
I agree.
So I was
It's
having a
definitely
conversation with a coworker, and she mentioned something about a marriage, and that price is how much somebody would spend on a marriage, for your wedding. Well, a wedding is a one in a lifetime thing. Something you're only supposed to do one time. So if you can spend that much on a wedding, why can't you spend that much on your child who just graduated, who's been in school for 4 years and got honors and a full scholarship, and you spending this money isn't going to break your pockets or put you in debt? What's the difference?
I
If
agree
you got
with-
it, yeah, but
I agree with that, but I wouldn't, in me walking to a second marriage, and even from the first marriage, of missing something that I wish that I had in my first marriage, that I didn't have that I would walk into within the second marriage. There'd be some tweaks and some different things, but I'm still not spending a lot of money on that either. Like,
yeah, I'm
Well,
not even having one.
I guess that's a matter of opinion when it comes to exactly how much. As long as and this is my thing, as long as we can agree that it is an accomplishment. You said 4 years. A child is going to school for 12 years. For 12 years, they've done. Matter of fact, I don't even care. And this is just me. I don't even care if he got straight A's. If he is alive and he made it to the 12th grade, he graduated to open this next stage of life, I'm celebrating. And I'm going to do it as big as I wouldn't have no problem going to debt for my son. And the mom took care of the daughters, but I'm going to take care of my boy. When my son graduate high school, I don't care what helicopter, jet, airplane, whatever makes him happy. I'm going to do my best to make sure I do it. I'm going to do it just like I did Pop. I'm going to do Your Highness. No ifs, ands, and buts.
See, Murder, you got a son. What's your input?
yeah.
Well, I do it big for my son. So that's my firstborn. So
But what's big though?
I
'Cause
know.
I
was
mean,
like, what's
it's not
big?
gonna be all crazy
Right, that's
big.
what
Like
I'm
I'm
saying,
spending
like-
75. It's gonna be something nice because mostly I want the family to be there anyway. It's mostly supposed to be more about
Right,
family being there,
right,
seeing
right.
the celebration of your
Right.
kid. Hold on.
Can y'all hear us now?
It's been fixed. He said it.
It's fixed
All right.
now? Okay,
Well,
cool,
we was
cool, cool.
talking some
But-
stuff.
Yeah, I'm with
Like
you on
all
that. I
that,
ain't doing that.
like listen, ain't no superstar. Like listen, that 75.
Yes, he is a
Listen,
superstar.
I mean,
Yes.
not to say it all on some old like. No, I'm just saying like it's more family being there and watching your son or daughter getting sent off to the prom. That's what most proms supposed to be about. Now, I mean, you can still go all out, but all that, it gotta have a Bentley and a
Yeah,
helicopter.
it's-
No.
it becomes more about the material things than the
I
actual
don't see
thing.
rich families throwing
They
big
don't.
extravaganzas
They don't.
And
for
that
their kids.
Because they don't
Hold
care
on.
because they can.
Let me read some of these comments.
Right. So
Saida said the son. Okay, I don't need to read that one. It's back. Okay.
read it. We want
Hold
to
on.
hear
It. No, it was telling us that the sound was going.
Oh.
Okay. 12-8 said, "Woo, that's heavy."
That's my best friend.
Yo, what's up, 12-8? Shout out to
Yo,
12-8.
yo.
Saida says, "You celebrate and give their flowers. Getting through 12 years of school with good academics is an accomplishment." Saida also said, I hear you, boss mom. Give me 1 second. Saida also said, "My kids went in, I don't even know what this is, a G1450 Camry drop top BMW, damn, and a SRT Hellcat."
All right. Boss.
Can I be your son too? I graduated. Shay Mitchell said, "Prom is a milestone that gets taken away so easily. I feel like prom should go all out. Yes, I'm supposed to get good grades, but I'm working my butt off to get above and beyond, so I love to be." Awesome. Shay also said, "Celebrate, have my family watch me grow, and have fun at prom." Dr. Ashelarine Addison, question: What are you teaching our children about the value of money?
That's what's
Nice
up.
party and no saving. Nice celebration, but no car. Nice party with no business plan
Or
to
college
create wealth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying.
But
All right. So 2 things. We are spending a lot of time on this.
okay.
So that was an excellent thing. She made me feel a little small on that one. But that does not deter or change my mind. I am still going to go into debt, going to do
Yeah, I don't
whatever
wanna
it
go into the
takes.
debt part.
we're talking about me. So it doesn't matter what you believe. I said I will take care of my son. So I will make sure my son get whatever for that.
All right, moving on.
All right,
Yeah.
moving on. Which was the true meaning of tonight. So we, so what you about to say? What?
I mean, I really don't want to talk about the little Chinese boy, like California college with 5 degrees, 12 years old.
He 12 years old.
Wait, what?
Yeah, his name is Hung, because I can't pronounce his first name.
Clovis
He's 12
Hung
years
from California
yeah.
College.
Graduated
With 5 degrees. at 12.
5 degrees at 12.
All right, that's a show within itself. We're going to talk about that later. 5 degrees at 12.
My brain around.
So that's
What type
that's
of
going to be a whole
childhood
nother
did he
topic right
have
there.
at 12 years old?
You gotta
with-
realize.
And I guarantee
Zero.
that
You gotta realize.
I guarantee you his parents wasn't doing no
All
math.
books.
Prime at
Listen,
all.
Right.
his
Even with all the
mom
degrees he got at 12.
his mom, as far as study, he had him study and everything, helped him
I
out.
think that
and
is
everything.
abuse.
So
Well, what about?
That's not
But remember,
That's
like in the
abuse.
beginning of the year, we actually talked about the little black boy. I think he was black who actually did the same thing. Graduated a little. I think he
Yeah,
probably was
yeah.
12 or so, and then on his way to college, his parents were sending him to college.
I don't care
this one
about
graduated.
none of that.
with 5
That's
degrees.
abuse. Childhood. Get to enjoy your childhood. I don't care.
All right, well, let's talk
What
about
if,
the
what if the
abuse.
child wants
So,
to
well,
do it, though?
can I?
So
I
that's
want to say
impossible.
something about that.
What you want to say?
Listen, how is that abuse, right?
Abuse.
When, and then I guess that will go to what I was getting ready to say, because I was getting ready to say, like Joe Jackson, Matthew Knowles, and all those other parents, that their children had started and stardom as a young age. So
And-
how is this abuse? Because these kids are just happen to be smart, and because the average 12-year-old ain't graduating and going to college in the first place.
Okay, 2 things. You do know the people that you choose are their children as adults. Right now, say they were abused. All of the Jacksons.
Right, that's what I was
Yeah,
going to say.
everybody.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Goes
So
hand
yeah,
in hand.
we'll talk about that later. So today's topic, Angel, can you please play the video? Na, na, na.
Oh my God, please, can you kill me? I don't
Don't call her no fucking bitch! Don't call her no bitch! Sit down! I just got out the fucking shower, okay? There's always shit fucked up in here. Why don't you just leave out?
What?
Why don't you just leave out?
Why I just leave out?
Yeah, let her just sit in here.
Or let her in here all night.
Okay, that's
All night. She stay in here all night. She don't get no phone and shit. She don't get shit. For real, she disrespectful. Man, you swear me like, wow.
Girl, shut your ass up! Anybody wanna fucking hear that shit? Be quiet, Samaya. Be quiet.
So that video, it sounds disturbing, but where I stand is so much we don't know. But what that prompted was, hence the title, discipline. When does it become abuse? You seen the video?
No.
You seen the video?
I haven't seen the video.
So I'm just ask everybody collectively. Now, the purpose of tonight is to educate. We are a village, and we're going to try to educate one another. No one knows the answers. There is no right answer. There is no wrong answer. This is opinions. This is life experience. As mothers, you grew. You've been disciplined in whatever fashion your parents seem fit. You know, I'm sure you heard stories of your parents telling stories of how they was disciplined. So now we have a chance to discipline and teach our viewers, and we can all. What's our phone number?
The phone number is 267-886-0629. That's 267-886-0629. Call me anytime.
Call in if you have any opinions, if you would like to speak to any of our viewers, any of our guests.
Yes.
So let's start with you. Discipline.
So for me, it depends on a lot of things. The age, what they did, all that. Like what we talked about the other night, a 15-year-old girl, because she was 15, right?
Correct.
Somewhere
Around
in her
that-
teens.
around
She was
that
like in
age.
her early teens.
So beating a teenager is tricky, because especially females, and then if it's a dad or a male figure beating on her, again, that's probably just going to teach her that it's okay for men to beat on her. So it's a sticky situation. You got to find other ways to discipline a teenage girl, because you don't want her to think that it's okay for a man to be beating up on her.
So what if it's a boy? What if it's a boy?
Any male figure should not
No,
be
no,
hitting.
no. We're speaking of discipline in general. We're not. I'm asking you, what if it's a boy? We're talking about. You're saying a girl.
Oh,
What if it's a boy?
A boy with a man. I mean, can a woman teach a boy how to be a man?
Has a woman ever been a man?
No.
So how can she teach? We're not speaking of teaching. We're speaking of discipline.
Right,
So,
but I'm saying, like, I think it's okay for a male to discipline another male.
okay. Physical discipline.
Yes.
Beat the crap out of him.
No, I didn't say
I'm gonna
that.
beat the crap out of him. Boss mom, what is your opinion?
Well, I think that when it comes to discipline and spanking and all those type of things, like, I'm a talker with my kids because they're all big kids and they're all older, so I'm not really into putting my hands on them. However, I think, first of all, I believe some kids just don't need to be spanked. Like, you don't have to spank every kid. Every kid doesn't need to be spanked, but some kids do. And I think that the spankings that I gave them coming up as kids was enough for me not to have to beat them as they are older, because it is like you're beating on them. However, now, because I am a disciplinarian and I'm a hands-on, yeah, if I had I have teenagers. When sometimes it goes too far and you have to will them back in. That's why when we was having that conversation, I said it feels so good, because it's like that was something that was been needed and it had to take place and it had to happen. But it is hard for a mother, most mothers to, like, when your teenage daughter get a certain age, you really don't want to put your hands on them anyway, because the way they're big now, so it's almost like y'all in a fight, because you're literally beating them up.
You bet not hit me back. And
Right.
this ain't no fight.
Right.
You
Right. Well, and that's the thing, they're not. But because they're teenagers, they're older and they big, and then and if your mom is like, from the world, what you about to get, that is kind of abuse, because you want to beat them up.
Yes.
That is true.
I'm gonna beat you
Yeah,
up.
that-
Yeah.
Miss Tintin.
So this topic or subject is touchy to me, and it's touchy to me because looking back at my childhood, I believe I was a child who was abused from every single thing, from the stitching cords, the wet tubs, the irons.
So you was bad.
No, I wasn't
No.
bad. I wasn't a bad
Busted.
child.
No, she
but-
got the old school.
No, but I wasn't bad though. That's the thing. I wasn't a
So
bad
they beat
child.
you for nothing.
There was a lot of times I got beat for things
That
that I
is
didn't
abuse.
do. I got kicked down steps before because of a doll baby, not sharing it with somebody. So yes, so
See, that's extreme.
I am a mother.
That
of
is
5.
abuse.
Yeah.
I am a mother of 5. My first daughter, I didn't raise her from a child, so I can't speak on discipline with her. So my second child, I'm basically learning off of my second child, and because I was that child who was abused as a child, because I was that parent who was abused as a child, I tried my best not to hit my kids, and I would talk to them, and I would tell them, stop doing it, don't do it again, over and over again, to prevent that behind whipping. But I can say now, looking back, when I did beat them that one time, them first 3 strikes probably been for whatever it was that they did then. But for me, I know that all those stripes that came after was from everything that they did prior to that behind whipping. And I can say that because of where I was at the mindset, it wasn't just about that one thing. It was everything, boiled into one.
Right.
That there was a time, and I apologize to my child, I apologize over and over again, that there was a time that I can actually say that I beat one of my children and it turned into to abuse. So I think as parents, we need to know when to stop.
Right.
Or know when to take that time out. And at that point in my life, I didn't know when that time out. So now moving forward with my other children, they all have been disciplined different. Now, even with 5 kids, they probably only got their behinds whipped a total of 10 times. My oldest is 26 now. But I have some of my kids be like, why this one didn't get, in trouble the way this one got in trouble. And I had to tell them, I've learned as I became as I parent a different, one of you, y'all are treated different. And it's also, as I think Tiffany said before, and I think they may have mentioned it, you have to know that child. Each child don't need their behind whoop.
Right.
But even when we talk verbal, depending on what you say out your mouth, can turn into abuse also.
Right.
Okay.
Definitely can.
I'm gonna read a couple of these comments real quick. And I know I jacked this name up, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Saniqua J said, "Hey, Bree." Who's Shaniqua J? Shout out to Shaniqua J. Thanks for watching, baby. Abigail Monroe. You said you don't know.
Shaniqua?
I said I'm jacking it up.
I'm like, who? I don't know what Shaniqua.
Oh, okay. Sunique. Saquia. Oh, okay. So Abigail Monroe said, "To each their own. Journey is their own." Shay Mitchell said, "Yeah, no." I guess she's saying, son. What'd you say it is? Saniqua. That's not it. Saniqua J.
I don't know. I don't want to mess it up.
It says it breaks my heart. IYBO, what's up, Star? What's going on, baby? Shout out to Star.
What's going on?
He said that was crazy. Discipline becomes abuse when there is no explanation to what was done wrong and the punishment is excessive.
Right.
That is the clearest answer that I've heard for abuse. What's your opinion on abuse? Oh, hold on. Shay Mitchell said, no, we only asked about your youngest.
Shay
Shay Mitchell said, "Me personally, my dad never beat me, so that's pure abuse to me." 12-8 says, "Hit them to get their attention, but hitting them as a punishment, knowing they can't fight back, and then wondering why they outside displaying anger. Make sure it's a lesson involved."
And that's fact.
The lesson is no.
That's
a
fact.
fact. That is not a fact.
That's a fact.
That's not no God. What makes that a fact?
Because you got
That
to
is an
realize,
opinion.
you got new generation kids out here.
And they not getting no beatings. That's the problem.
Most of them not, and
Sounds
some of them, and
that's
some
the
of them,
problem.
and some of them do.
No, I
Some
don't
of
see
them
no
do.
evidence of any of them getting the beat. Did you not see the video we posted 2 Tuesdays ago of the kids jumping on the cars like monkeys? Do they look like any kids that got beat at home?
We don't know.
We don't know that because we
First of
don't
all,
know.
like
We
they
don't
got
know.
beat
We
at
don't.
home,
We don't.
they
We
would
don't know
have-
their background, so we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So we can't. We don't know.
Okay,
what's
but
going
I
on.
am smart enough to use logic. If they had something to fear
and they were fearful
Man,
that
they
when I
don't
come
fear
home,
nothing.
exactly, because they haven't been given nothing to fear.
You got some that got big, some that
I'm
didn't. So
using
we don't know
logic.
what go.
Let me tell you something. If
on.
I was out there and I would have seen that, first of all, I'm scary. My reaction alone would have been to get a belt and beat them myself.
So exactly, if they had something to fear at home, I'm not doing this because my dad gonna whip my ass.
But
So
you
I am not gonna
some
do that.
Kids who get beat. I have siblings who got beat and they still did what they wanted to do.
Exactly.
And guess what?
You got rid of that. They
With them beatings
rebel.
that they got, right?
They rebel on that.
Imagine if they didn't even get that. They had a mom and a dad, a cousin, an aunt, somebody that loved them enough to whip their ass when they did wrong, and then they still did it. So imagine if they had nothing, they would be wilding even more.
Right, but
The Bible says,
yeah,
and
that's
everybody
scripture.
knows this, the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. They took religion out of schools. They took the punishments out of school. And now these kids are running rampant. And then, I'm not going to say y'all. I'm going to say there's people that says discipline is abuse. Physical discipline is abuse. But when you took that away, now the kids are 100% different than what they used to be. You cannot say that the children you see today is what it was back then when physical punishment was allowed.
So I want to speak on a few things that you just said. So as far as the scripture, right? Because I have it, which comes from Proverbs 13:24. Now, this should be the Old Testament. Yeah, this is the Old Testament. It says, He who spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is cheerful to discipline him." So does that mean
so
the
good.
same thing?
It feels great. I feel like I
exactly
did a
the
good
same
job
thing
as
as
a
what I
mother.
just shot.
Hey.
They're saying if you spare the rod, you
Right.
hate your son.
Right. That means that
It said that. You
you're
just read it. Now I don't know what
provoking-
translation with each translation it changes. But the meanings still stay the same. So they write it translate in such a way that you'll be able to understand. Like for instance, they took thee and thou out and stuff like that. Every time they translate the Bible, they have different translations to help you understand. So they say if you don't discipline your child, you hate your child. How can it not be the same
So,
thing?
but
Exactly what that means.
what's discipline how? Because I don't beat my 15-year-old no more. I stopped.
it's-
But I don't hate her. I just discipline her other ways.
But you still
Right.
disciplined.
Yeah.
You still disciplined. Every
Yeah.
child, and Boss Mom said, you don't have to, every child doesn't need to be beat. Know your child. I know that if I can call my daughter in a certain way and she just automatically think that she did something wrong and Daddy, I'm sorry, what? You see what I'm saying? That child does not, I never beat my daughters. Well, no, I beat my daughter one time. She knows she got a beating for. She got a beating one time in her life. One time from her dad. And at that particular time, I felt like I had to do it.
I
I
think
felt like-
nowadays kids don't have, like, it's not only about, okay, let's be clear about something, because our children, because we have, some adults have this thing where we treat our children like they're second-class citizens. That's number one, and they're not.
What does that mean? Second class citizen.
Meaning that, we don't have time to school them and talk to them. We don't have time to listen to them
Right.
to speak on how they feel about things. We want to dictate and tell them, and we're not listening. But I think that one of the things is with the kids now is
We got a
that
caller. We got a caller.
they're not concerned about disappointing
We got
their
a caller.
parents. Like, it ain't just about fear. Like, when
I can't hear the phone. Can you help me out?
that hurts them. So why I gotta be, I'm supposed to beat you.
Because maybe at home they do get abused. So maybe they was acting out in a sense of doing whatever it was they was doing because at home they're getting abused, ain't nobody listening to them, they're being hurt, so they out here now.
But you got some parents that do treat their kids good. but they still want to be out here wilding because they want to fit in with the in crowd and feel it like, all right, they had a hard life, but you didn't have a hard life. Your homie did.
Right. But
You
see, I
see what's
think
going
that's
on with your
where
homie.
The fear, the child has the fear of the parent, and I don't mean fear from physical abuse, just the fear of disciplining your parent. Because I know that my kids now, Your Highness, he knows, but he tests us a little bit more than the girls do. And my girls to this day, they still have the fear of disappointing their mother and father. So I would have never seen my girls out there doing it. Now, Your Highness on the other end, I probably had 1 foot in, 1 foot out because, you know, he just, you know, that's what everybody doing. So he want to sit and watch and see what's going on. And now you became a part of it. So it's not that those kids may not be getting beat at home. They could be getting beat and getting abused. So now they letting all that energy, all that hate, all that they feel out in whatever it is that they doing out here in the world.
But when do you beat your child? What's the reason? Like, for instance, if the child go to school, they lose their coat. They come home, they getting beaten.
Yeah, I used to, and that's abuse.
I used to get a beat.
Right. I mean, that's stuff we did get a beating
No,
for, but
I
it's a beating
I didn't
really
get a beating.
necessary.
I'm not gonna, you just gonna be a good boy.
It wasn't no name brand coat. Oh, I didn't bought you a name brand coat. You just lost it. So now I'm about to take you and you about to go get some other type of jacket, but you ain't getting that same.
It just running came out.
But I wanted to.
When you just not- Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
it's
Mom,
little
you
stuff.
watching this tonight?
It's stuff like that where kids, they're kids. They forget.
Right.
They lose things and all that.
We all
Parents
I gotta
are-
ask, we all have this food.
Let me
That's
tell you
what we
something.
all
When I
know
was-
stuff.
As with my motherhood, when I became a mother, I had DHS called on me a lot of times. No, I couldn't tell you what they were. I got, you know, I ain't had food in my house, and DHS would come and they would see it, and they would see that my kids as well taken care of. But I remember the one time the worker asked me, "How do you discipline your children? Tell me how you discipline." I told her I would beat them. I would have them stand in a corner. I would make them hold books. But the part that she told me, which was abuse, not the fact that I beat them. She said you're allowed to beat them as long as you don't use leave no marks or bruises. The abuse was the child was not allowed to stand in the corner longer than their age. So if my child at the age at that time that was 7 years old, they wasn't allowed to stand in the corner no more than 7 minutes. Because that to DHS was a form of abuse. So abuse come in a lot of different.
It's crazy. So
Right, I
they
know,
rather
I
you
know.
physically beat on your child instead of standing in the corner for hours. It's crazy.
It's in there too. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure why he's not
Tell
here.
you what to do with your
With my
child.
child in the first place. Like,
So that is my problem right there. There we go. That is my issue right there.
He deaf.
Hello? Yes, caller, you're on. We got you, baby. We got you. Who is we talking to?
This is Saida.
Miss Saida. This is the one that sent us all our words of the day. What is your comment?
My comment was on the video. So when parents are now recording these videos and they're making their way to social media, that changes the dynamic of what is chastising your child versus what is abuse. Because the media will view it and change it and say that that is very abusive and abrasive. Whereas, like y'all said, we used to get beaten. I never got a beating, but people used to get beaten with everything in the house.
Okay, two things.
However,
Okay.
when you televise,
No, go ahead. When you televise.
when you televise it, like I said, you're changing the dynamic and you're giving the public an opinion and view into your home, and they're always going to go with the harsher thoughts or the negative undertones of what's actually happening.
I agree. I already could tell by your voice you was bad, and I'm just want to let you know I would tear your behind up. And thank you for calling. We appreciate you. Yep.
So Miss Said, I have a question. So you said you never got a beating. What did your parents use when it came to you as far as your discipline?
I didn't get disciplined because between my grandmother and my mother, which is who raised me, my grandma didn't believe in that. But I'm sure she beat her kids growing up. My mother didn't have like a stern discipline. And I wasn't a bad child. They told me I was not bad at all.
Okay, okay. So your voice is just deceiving. I
But
understand.
can I say something in reference to discipline?
Let me finish with
Thank,
the
Oh,
thank you so much for calling. We truly appreciate you.
Yes, yes.
You're welcome. Keep up your greatness.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think that discipline, say discipline, because discipline is a lifestyle. Like, discipline in your child is a lifestyle of disciplining your child and raising your child in the way to go. Discipline, when it comes to disciplinary actions, you're being disciplined for something that you have done. Now, when we're talking about like whether because a lot of people just don't believe in spanking, but that does not take away from discipline.
That's why I was very specific. When I
Yeah,
said
like-
physical.
Right. I think that I don't think that teenagers altogether, I don't think that parents, I don't think we should be putting our hands on our teenage kids.
I disagree.
No, hear me out. There is.
I think if you set the precedence when they're young, you ain't got to worry about that. Because I ain't getting no beatings as a teenager.
Right.
I knew my parents was throwing off then.
I ain't get
She
beat
was
teenager.
19
I turned
and she
17.
decided that she had wanted to.
You did what?
I fought pop.
That might be the best.
Did you
bet.
learn a lesson from it?
Because it's gonna be looking real weird.
You had to do that twice,
Straight
right?
up beating you up because you talking to me crazy.
I was 100% in.
Well, as
So,
you can see,
I said, yeah, that's gonna look kind of retarded. Me beating on you and putting my hands on you and 19 so that you might
I
go.
fought him.
The point is that I'm not gonna allow you to talk to me anyway. I
Very
don't want us to
disrespectful.
not
Acting
have
older
a
than I
good
was.
mother and daughter relationship.
And
But if
acting
we
like I was the man
continue
in the
to
house,
be
not
this
have
like this
respect.
together, then
What
that's
he wanted me to do.
that's what it's gonna be.
So it was like one of those, like,
Last
all
thing my
right,
daughter
we gonna just lay all this to bed.
a bad
We gonna go right outside. My
relationship.
mom was like, that's your son.
And
That's-
I also
that's
had to learn as she got
My friend was sitting on the
to
step.
respect her.
He hit me with an old school,
as a
he stepped on my foot, and I looked down. Next thing I know, my friend was
But
picking
even
me up
with
and putting me on the
her, like
step.
for example,
I never disrespected
her
again, though.
tattoo. And she said, "Oh, Mama, I jumped like I was a child." Because and I'm like, well, don't make me like I was abusive, girl.
Right.
Like, but she said no. It's just like I was caught off guard. I forgot for a second that I was grown. So and I said,
so
and she had a tattoo.
I'm gonna read a couple of these comments. Beautiful
I didn't put them all up already, sir.
lost
Mhm. I think you put it all over the screen.
balls. We have a call.
All right. We have a call.
Yes, caller, you're on the air.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's going on, baby?
What's going on?
Hi, yes, I just want to let you know before I get it started that I definitely understood that the tone is if he calls my name the wrong way, it's like what I do. I'll be a little nervous, like I'm not really needed to be good because
Say that again.
and that's still to this day.
So hold on. What did you say? You said you never needed to beat, or you needed to beat at one time?
Okay. I needed a beat one time in my whole life when I was 7.
Okay.
No, it was, even with me being an age I am now, I know for a fact that it was well needed beating. Or spanking, I guess he's one of the comments that could use spank. But yeah, like even with my mom and my dad, I'm 23 and it's still certain stuff I don't do. I definitely have the fear of discipline of my parents, like even with me being this age. But being a teenager or a kid, when someone in the wrong way, it's over. I'm scared. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, could I do something? And when it comes to the mom, I ain't know what to call her, so. And it had nothing to do with like spanking. It was just like, I'm scared. I didn't even want to talk about that. But I am a little late. So
I'm
did you ask
talking-
people
I'm
the
talking-
forms of abuse yet? Like mental abuse?
No, we didn't get there yet, but we shall, right now, that'll be part two. Right now, we're strictly speaking on what is abuse and when does it become abuse. That's where we at right now, but we're gonna get there. Part two, make sure you tune in. Thanks for calling. Appreciate you.
No problem.
Come early Friday.
Okay, so, I don't know how to make it come back up, but someone said something very important.
Because what I told them is, they have to decorate like.
I'm
we
starting to
not
wonder,
really
do I
sitting
just
around.
disagree with everything?
They didn't even.
I'm
look
really starting to
Saturday
wonder
yet.
that. But
So it's not like
they
they-
said, I don't know how to make it come back up, but I know what it meant. So they said, can we stop using the
Are
word
you driving up
beat
here?
because, and use the word spank? The word beat was something, used back in the days of slaves only.
Because I can
Okay.
land around like 10.
All right, I'm gonna read exactly what the person
So I can also
said.
get-
So Beautiful
and
Boss
read it
205 said, can we stop saying beat and use the word spank? A beating used in that context does mean abuse. Beat is what slave owners did to slaves. As children and parents grow,
And then
forms of discipline show grow as, I don't know quite what ended it, but,
So technically, because apparently, I said that she can have this side.
beating. Thank you, boss.
And I'm proud-
How
I'm proud
are
of you.
you?
I'm proud of
So that's what I was about to say. No, I am not spanking my 14-year-old, my 15-year-old. If he raises, first of all, I need to ask y'all this question, especially you. So you got a daughter. She loves you. Dad is right there. Daughter is upset. She just got finished fighting. Matter of fact, no, we're gonna put it all on her. She's mad because you won't let her go to a party, and she says, and I had this happen, and I body beat the shit out of myself. Excuse my language, Angel. So
Is Lisa over there?
Mom, stop playing, bitch. You won't let me do nothing. I hate this bitch. Now, does Dad have the right to get up and grip her up and say, whoa, you disrespecting your mom like that? What the hell?
He would definitely do that.
Okay, so now, but you know, I'm gearing this one to you because you said you don't believe in the spanking.
No, I didn't. I said I don't hit her anymore. That's what I said.
Oh, my bad, I missed that. Okay.
Because you don't have to.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's
The
what, she's
father.
15 now, so
Okay.
like,
I got you. I understand that. So
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
guess I
like-
should have geared it to Miss.
Yeah.
Anytime you hit somebody, it's abuse. So Miss Abuse, your son walks in the door. He calls you a bitch because he's mad because you made him come in the house.
He's gonna wake up
And he
eventually.
calls you. I'm tired of this bitch. He's talking on the phone. Do I get the? Yeah, do I? First of all, he knows better. First of all,
That's what I'm saying.
I teach my sons to treat their mother like a queen. That is point blank period. Anything less than that is unacceptable. She don't carry bags. She don't open doors. He's watching her back 24/7. If her voice is raised, matter of fact, we'll talk about that later. So, does Dad have the right? No, because you said daughters. If it's a daughter, does Dad have the right to get up and pop her because she just called her mom a bitch?
I'm there at that moment, so I can hear her. Now, so do I feel as though that you need to discipline her when I'm there? No,
Would
I'm
you,
there.
his room would be a jail cell?
None of my daughters would do that. We know
No, they
that.
wouldn't, and I
But
have.
can you not change my scenario?
So,
If
and
it
I'm
works for
saying,
you, my
I'm not
scenario.
changing. You asked me if it was my daughter. You asked me if it was. No,
Right.
if my daughter decided they wanted to be grown, and I don't care if they were grown, they wanted to be grown enough to step to me and call me a bitch. You ain't had to step in, because probably by the time they got to pull you out their mouth,
Okay.
they would have been getting
Okay.
abused.
So
They
this
would have been getting abused.
this is what we
They would have been getting abused.
so this is what we haven't done. Let's get a clear. Let's have an agreeing understanding as to what is abuse. What because
That's abuse. My kid talking to me like that is abuse.
All right, so
That's disrespect.
what is abuse?
Disrespect and abuse.
What is abuse to the child? What
Well,
is
in that scenario, that's Right.
mental.
So I have a,
Okay,
I actually
so-
have a definition.
So excessive. When does it become excessive?
When you beating them like another person out on the street.
I like that. I like that. So we agree that, well, it seems like we agree that abuse is when you beat your child like someone on the street, not like regular
another
child.
person on the street.
So
Yeah.
now this is my stance because I believe the punishment should fit the crime. For instance, I was at a barbecue. Rob, shout out to Rob Moore Entertainment. We appreciate you, man.
bro.
I was at the barbecue and someone there gave a story, and this story to me, I would not have done anything different, even though everybody there that heard the story was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that was done to you." I would do the exact same thing. So mom says to daughter, "Hey daughter, do not go do X, Y, and Z." I don't want to put everything out there because then people. Do not go do X, Y, and Z. Mom left. Guess what daughter decides to do? X, Y, and Z. In the process of doing X, Y, and Z, she almost died. She almost got her head crushed by a car, literally. Like her, she's on the ground, the car's backing up, her head is right there. The mom was so furious that she beat her. Now, this wasn't an ordinary beating, but it did sound familiar to me because my dad didn't need help. But she had the brother hold the 2 hands, the sister hold the 2 feet,
She was
the 2 feet,
right.
and she got, okay, did y'all hear me say that this child did not listen to what mom said and almost died?
But why would you have to
She's too
have
much.
die? And that is abuse.
So
Yeah, why?
she felt as though she had to beat her in such a way that the next time I say X, Y, and Z, do what I say. Because you might not be so lucky next time. Would you prefer to beat your child or plan a fucking funeral? And I'm not cursing at you. It just hit me for a second because I'm thinking of my son.
Exactly.
Might have. Are you going to take the chance of it?
But it's not even.
Okay.
But it's not even guaranteed that the child learned their lesson. from
It's not
that.
guaranteed, but guess what? But guess what?
Did all that.
But the parent, but the parent is doing what they can do to show, hey, I don't want you to do that. If you do that, this is the consequence. So if you don't want this, as you say, abuse to happen, then don't go do that.
But they're gonna still keep doing it.
You don't know that.
Can I say
It's-
something?
You don't know that.
Hey, listen.
I didn't keep doing it. I got my butt tore up. When I got my butt tore up, it was not for the same thing twice.
That was you.
Okay, you said they're not gonna listen. I'm using me as an example to say, hey, I gotta beat him. And listen, hold up. So, this was my beating, y'all ready? So, my dad's here.
This is
My
not
dad's
working.
in his hand, right here. And my hand is back there. And it was all butt. Just beating, pop, pop, pop. And guess what? What I got a beating for, I did not do again. Now, granted, everything that I did was, I wasn't like disrespectful to adults. I used to sneak outside because I had to be in the house at 6 o'clock. All other kids outside playing.
Right.
There was a tree outside my window.
Street lights
I
come
would
on.
sneak outside. I was in before street lights come on. But I would climb down this tree and I would go have fun, do what I want to do. So,
She has something she wants to say.
yes ma'am.
I just wanted to say that I think sometimes we're so, even with the abuse, the sexual abuse, even with that mom had to do to discipline her child for doing that. First of all, I think that if the mom had already told her something not to do, she told her for a reason. And she did it anyway and almost crashed her head. That alone enough should have been enough for the experience for the daughter. For the mom to say, this is exactly why I told you not to do X, Y, and Z.
Instead
So-
of doing extras.
Doing the extras, it sounds like the mom might need some counseling. The family might need some counseling.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us, growing up have been abused. So a lot of us, we do one or two things. We spoil our kids too much because we don't want them to go through what we went through. Or it keeps happening because that is the only way that we know how to handle these situations because of what we read. So
There's no book to parenting.
not only about book of parenting, no, sometimes you do have to tell your girlfriend, your sister, your aunt, and your grandmammy, whoever, you might need to get some counseling.
Yeah. I believe everybody
You know
needs
what I mean?
counseling.
Like family counseling, because and then you do have, and if your kid is pushing you to a level where you gotta jack them up like that, then maybe you need to step back and get your kid some counseling.
Then you gotta look at it like this. Y'all,
So that's
y'all
abuse
can't,
when you're not looking into seeing what your household needs.
Right.
That's abuse.
Yeah.
You could be the problem
Then
with
you
your
got
child.
parents like this, or you got parents that beat their kids. Then when they kids had kids, they're gonna think it's okay.
Yeah.
It is okay. I mean, okay, so let's be clear. I do not believe that a kid should be beat for everything that they do. But there are times where a child needs their butt torn up. Scenario. Just for the record, I have specific. I'm going to bring it to myself.
All of this.
I have specific things that I will beat myself
And then when we
for.
mess up, I can always.
Fortunately, it has not happened yet. I let my children get away with murder. The one thing I do not tolerate, and I don't know why, maybe because it was mine, is disrespecting adults. If I have an adult come to me and tell me, oh, I was talking to your son and he cursed at me or he yelled at me, I would tear his butt up. You don't do that. That's something that I was raised that way. That is how I was raised. There's other things, other ways that I was raised, and things that I have not stipulated upon my child. Come be in the house by the time lights or before. I don't do that to them. My son is out till 11, 12 o'clock at night sometimes, and that's wrong. But the one thing I am sure of now, at 15, my son is able to say, my son is very strong. If he do something, he does it because he wants to, not because you talk him into it. Now, because it was a time before where, well, no, he was always that way. He may watch them do something and be there, but he won't engage in that. So if an adult come to me and tell me, yo, your son cursed at me, this, that, and the other, oh, you ain't got a whole team, get in the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tear your butt up. That's just me. That is something. That's actually the only thing that I would actually beat my son for, and I have not had to do that. I had to face to face him one time, and that was just like a couple days ago. I just tried his face, like one of them, like hold his face and he knows the nose, and I'm talking to him. Then I just let him go, like yo, like
it's gonna be hard.
You know what I'm saying?
So play chess with you.
That's me. That's how that's something that I would do.
I had to play chess with you. That's all.
I don't know for other kids. If I would have tuned in, and I know these goddamn parents seeing their kids jumping on this man's car. If I would have tuned in and seen my son jumping on somebody's car like a goddamn monkey, I'm whipping his ass. Because guess what? Guess who's gonna have to pay for that?
That's the mic.
Me. Guess who's gonna have to question? Well, aren't you?
Just go. I got it.
Me. That's another thing that I want to ask y'all, ladies. So y'all speaking out against this physical punishment, but when you face another child, and we're not speaking of your own now, when you face another child that's doing something disrespectful, something they shouldn't do, cursing and throwing bottles and doing all stuff, the first thing y'all say is, okay, and the second thing you say is, where's their goddamn parents? So it's like you can't have
I don't say that.
both. You can't have both
I
sides.
don't say that. And I know that
Because when they do something wrong,
I don't say that.
it's the parents that is the ones that's going to have to answer for all these
No,
things that we're talking about.
where is the village? Where is the parents that are allowing other adults?
Okay, we can strike the village out.
No,
They like 15, 17 years old.
But that's what I was getting ready to say though. Like, a lot of parents don't want to discipline their kids, and they don't want nobody else discipline.
Yeah, exactly, right there.
And then it's not fair because at the same time, it's like, where the parents, they working. Some of these parents are working. Like, you have kids that act out and their parents are working. And, well, that's a whole different topic. But, yeah, that's what their parents at.
Nowadays, you got parents that's like 25, 30 years old.
Parents don't work.
No, listen, it's like
And
this.
that's where a lot of the, so,
That's
I don't think that, nobody's not saying that children don't need to be disciplined according to the act. It's just.
Hey kid, what's up, baby? What's going on? Appreciate the love.
Into abuse. That's the thing. It's not. We're not saying kids don't need different Hans Woods or spankings.
That's exactly what you said.
No, what I said was, as parents,
That's what you
we
said.
need to know when to stop. As me and speaking from me, I know in the past, the few times that I had beat either of my children, I done held so much in from not wanting to beat them to when I did them first 3 beatings or spankings, whichever one you want to prefer.
Bad that you
No,
because I beat the
you
crap
can't
out of
tell
my
me
kids
that.
many a times, and I went in the room.
But see, you
cried,
gotta
but I
be
knew
willing
they
to
did
accept,
it.
no.
Exactly. So,
You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the child did not need a whipping. What I am saying for me and what I did to my child, I took it more than just beating, and that is the problem. Some parents do not know when to stop. Some parents don't know what abuse is when it comes to spanking a child.
what is abuse to you? That's what we have to find. What is abuse to Miss Tintin? Hold on, let me read this comment real fast. While you're thinking, to give you time to think. Daenerys Sabir said, chill, the day I do that, I'm already being cross country. I guess it's something about calling mom a bitch. Daenerys also said, never mind, I'll be in my deathbed. Jamil05 said, mostly all kids today are materialistic. It hurts them way more to take when you take their stuff than to physically abuse them.
Yeah, Gucci
See,
belt
that's
and
when I say
everything.
knowing your child. You know, also said, imagine getting a beating and then sent to a room with a 50-inch TV,
Yes.
a $600 game system,
That you can't play.
or tablet, and a $1,000 phone to go along with all that. Did the beating really teach that kid a lesson?
Damn.
Wow,
No.
that is very,
They
very
tell me
good.
Because we do that.
So,
That is the
they
first person who would say a child doesn't need 2 disciplines. So for instance, our son did something, I can't remember what it was, but I said to him, give me your phone, go in your room, no TV, no playing the game, you ain't having no company. They tells me, no, to him, that's more than one punishment. You can't punish him more than one time.
So my belief is, and this is how I was raised, and this is just me, and that's how I'm raising my boys. So if you do one thing, why should you have 4 punishments? If you do,
That's not for punishments. That's you hitting.
I'm just
That's
saying,
it,
electronics. I'm just saying,
take your phone, you take that luxury away from you. Stay in your room, can't go outside. That's all.
That's luxury.
Okay.
She basically just took all his entertainment away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most back in the day, take every day away and go read a book and write down 100 times, I would never ever do this and never do that.
Yeah, I never had to do that. Kia Rose said,
That's old school right there, the parents used to do.
Kia Rose said, hey fellas,
What's
real
up?
quick. Yo, Kiki, what's up, baby? 1, 2, 1.
We ain't putting it out there.
Kia Rose said, I'm in class, and my teacher
my baby in
and
class.
classmates
Shout out to
say,
my baby, my
you
wife."
guys are amazing. Keep up the good work.
Thank
Love
you,
you, hubby.
baby. Thank you, baby.
Get out
Love you
of
too. Kisses.
There's actually an S on that hubby.
Multiple punishments.
You're right, man. I look at it.
That's too many. If you do that many things, then by all means, you disrespect the teacher, you cut school, you didn't do your homework. You're getting 4 punishments. But this is just me. I'm not gonna punish you 4 times for one thing.
So what would your punishment be?
No TV, take your phone, stay in your room, can't go outside. They asked me a question, I'm answering the question. Those are all the things that I'm not gonna do. I'll take your phone. While I got your phone, you do something else, I'm gonna take your game. You do something else, I'm gonna take the TV. You do something else, you stay in your room.
I got a tablet. I don't need a phone.
After that, I whip your ass.
Yeah, I'm still gonna play the Xbox and look at TV and look at cable.
So no, you are learning something. If I take your phone too many times, I take your phone. Get that?
We take everything, her HDMI. Wait a minute, let me
Yes.
That's a
And beat him with the HDMI. No? Too far? Too far?
Taking his phone was enough. And whatever.
Listen, I got beat with extension cords coming out the shower. Again, after a certain age, I didn't need beatings anymore. It was simple.
Taking his phone isn't hurting him. If you wanted to,
It was very simple.
why wouldn't you tell him he couldn't go where he wanted to go? That's at that moment. That's what had hurt him was him going where he wanted to go.
Oh, see, it was a dual problem. You ain't got no phone. I can't communicate with you. You can't go nowhere.
So
it was my default.
Here's the thing. We didn't take the trash out. We didn't change the kitty litter. Y'all have to know your child. I know my son. Now, what she doesn't know, that it hurt him so bad that I took that phone and that I was angry with him, that he was begging me, please, Dad, please get my phone. Like literally begging me for his phone. Because he didn't have his phone, he didn't even go to where he wanted to go because he did not have his phone to call her and text her and FaceTime her. He did not have his phone. His phone, he would come and tell me, well, Dad, can't you just take my game and let me keep my phone?
But you see, he
So
playing you.
I know, but I know you have to. Listen, maybe the average child may have been doing that. I know for a fact, because I know my child, that wasn't that's.
So did he go see his girlfriend?
He went to go see his girlfriend.
No,
Yes,
he did not go see her. He went to leave to go see her, but he did not go. They wound up doing something else because he did not have his phone. Yes, he went out the house. He went and did something
And
else.
guess what? You took his
Was he
phone.
thinking about his phone when he was with his
Guess
girlfriend?
what? He took the phone.
No.
You allowed him to go out, and now we still don't even know where he is. So now he just going and we don't know where he is.
You can't go nowhere because I can't.
Right, I can't do it.
You can't go nowhere.
Right, exactly.
Even those purses I bought, those $400 sneakers your dad bought, anything that they all luxuries. You're gonna learn a lesson. We take all of it. I pack it up and I'll put it in the basement until she do what she's supposed to be doing. So
What's she gonna wear?
all the other stuff.
Hey,
sister said my nephew
from
high school.
All this
Some former mill sweatpants, some former mill sneakers.
This one.
Yo, take his phone, give him a flip phone. See, I need you to be able to communicate with me going to school. So you get a phone. Put me a flip phone.
So man,
First of all, I was very clear on what I said. The same exact thing. We got away with money. There were things that just wasn't important to me. What was important to me, I enforced. And the things that I enforced today, Danae is the most respectful child you would ever meet.
Y'all gotta be on the same page in order for it to work.
My kids are grown now. It worked. They are all of them. Even Your Highness is very, very respectful. Does he have a streak in him? Don't make him mad. He's like his dad. But he's not going to disrespect. He will call me in a minute. Dad, this nigga said so and so and so and so. I'll be right there.
But
you know,
but
I'll
is
be
that
right there.
how he should react every time?
I mean, as long as he doesn't react to the adult.
So I would
React
like
to
to
me.
know
Call
how
me.
you would feel
Right, but what
if a teacher
happens?
two-piece your son. for
I
walking,
was very, first of all, two things. But you would disagree with me. Take a ruler, spank his hand. I mean, I'm telling you, that's how I was raised in my era of school. Listen, I got beat with a yellow wiffle bat. That yellow bat, our gym teacher. You asked the question, I'm trying to answer.
particular incident in the time of that we live in, you telling me that you was going to go to a school and tell that teacher, hey, I know my son disrespected you in your space, but if you would have took a ruler, that would have been okay.
You asked me how I feel. I would prefer. I would prefer.
Ain't no way that I'm gonna sit there. But that's right.
That is what was done to me. This is why we're having this conversation.
That was back when you was old school back then when teachers can beat parents and neighbors can beat the kids.
Listen, Mr. Ball,
like that no
the scenario. I'm going to answer the question. The question is,
I didn't say the whole scenario. Let me say it all over again. I don't think y'all heard me.
I'll
Your
listen.
child, right? His
Your
phone
Highness. Yeah.
his phone gets taken, okay?
Take it.
Right?
I'm sorry.
So first of all, just like you
I'm a
said,
stickler for
that's
it. I
why
do
it's
every
surprising
show,
that
I'm
you
like-
were saying it, because you just said respect.
And
Now the scenario was that the phone was taken, okay? The child is now standing at her desk, disrespecting the teacher, right? Because she mad because her phone was taken.
Right.
Okay, boom, cool.
Right.
She goes to this lady's, behind this woman's desk, getting up in her space, disrespecting her. And you telling me, damn teacher, then already two-pieced her. Of course, by law, she's going to lose her job because she can't do that for work.
Yeah.
But you telling me that you can you trying to justify that?
Okay, so I'm gonna say it slow so you can. I'm gonna say it slow so you can hear me this time. I started out with number one. My son, Your Highness, would not do that.
Right.
That's number one.
Right.
So, but I am entertaining your scenario. If I'm going to entertain your scenario, my feelings and how I feel is if he get hit, if he get hit with a wiffle bat, whatever physical discipline
Yeah, nah, I don't believe you, bro.
they do in that school,
Yeah, he lied.
I would.
He lied. Yeah, he lied.
Defending herself.
He lied.
That's what that was. That wasn't discipline.
Did you see the video?
That's what I'm
You-
trying to tell you. That wasn't discipline.
You lying, bro.
I can comprehend the first, second, and third time you said it.
You lying, dog.
On that.
Can I finish now? Can I go? That's me?
You still lying, bro.
All right, so I would not mind that, but if a nigga punch on my son, I have a problem with that.
That
If
your
you
son
physically
disrespected.
ball your fist,
That your son got up in his face.
yes, I
That's
have a
crazy.
problem because
That's crazy.
here's the thing. Handle your business how you handle it, but know that there's repercussions behind anything that you do. So you're going to learn your lesson as well. You taught my son a lesson. That I'm not going to come up there and punch on that teacher?
If he popped him with a ruler, you gonna come up there punching him. Go ahead,
Right.
finish the show.
Anyway.
But you just said
Anyway.
you don't want your son disrespecting
And
your
you
mother.
just said
No, I was very, first of all, don't twist my words. I was very clear. My son will not do that, but I am entertaining your scenario. Let's be clear, Your Highness will not do that. And if Your Highness do that, I know that he was taught very well, and I'm going to support him. Because that's how good my son was taught. For instance, I'm going to give you a story. All right? I was living on Rampart Street. Danae does not disrespect adults. All I heard, I didn't hear nothing but my daughter calling my Did I even have clothes on? I can't remember. I came running outside. My daughter does not even curse in front of me to this day.
Yeah.
She said, Dad, whoop his ass. Danae said that to somebody. I don't know why, but guess what? I know that I trust and know that my daughter was raised properly. If my daughter is disrespecting an adult and he was in the face with his ass, I didn't know what happened at the time.
And that's the problem.
But I didn't even question it because my daughter was raised properly.
And
So
same line
I
I'm saying.
supported her by
Right,
just
the
whooping
teacher
his ass, and that's what I did.
Had called
Because
a
she
parenting
said so.
conference.
Now, my
and
daughter
had
just
told my dad,
disrespected an adult.
He was disrespectful.
I did not know
and this and
why,
that.
but like I
And
said,
my
she
daughter
was
straight from her was
raised
like,
to not
I'm not the
disrespect
type of
adults.
parent
And if
that
she
just
did that,
believes whatever my child
now,
says, it comes
this
to
is
my
what
child's
happened.
defense.
the
But I know how I raised my child.
adult went to hit your
My
husband
child
when
wasn't
he was 6 or
disrespectful.
7 years old.
He might have said
This
something,
drunk
and
bitch
you didn't like the way
ass
it
nigga,
said,
I mean,
and you
this
were
nigga
offended
did.
by what he said.
Went to hit
But
my
I
son.
promise
He
you,
said
he didn't
she
say
disrespectfully.
I'm like, my
said,
God,
"Look,
I'm cool. As long as you know the truth.
he wasn't just in my yard.
It was crazy.
More security
Exactly.
and understanding.
So sweet, respectful. I had to respect my
Dad, you got my
the
dad.
intervention she did. I'm going to show
Mhm.
you right now.
I'm a big
Yo.
supporter. I see this correctly next time being a teacher. This type of situation.
And that was like,
Nothing against this.
it also set a standard for me of, like my dad told me, even well before this situation, I'm always.
I was about to call up, right? I was about to call up. So
There was an understanding.
in that instant with the school.
From there, there was an
if
understanding.
we gonna
I know how this
personalize
gotta
it,
work.
if your highness
You
really
don't like to
want
be the last
that,
one to find out about, I better come home and tell the truth.
if your
They
highness
want me to
really
come to
want
school
that,
for what?
I'm not being a hypocrite. I would trust my son and say, if he went around that desk, it was
Right.
something
Yeah, she took his phone.
that's not good enough. You can't tell me.
Does she have a good reason? Did you
Yeah.
get accused for something that he
Don't
wants to do?
matter.
I think that's more so.
Yeah,
Can we talk about that? I
You can talk about
I don't allow Michaela to take a phone to school for that reason.
If I took the
She
phone,
gets picked up, she gets dropped off.
She can't
I
talk
was
about
just
this.
around.
If you need to call,
Michaela, I got you, babe. I'm gonna be your lawyer. I'm gonna be your
well, I know
lawyer.
I know because I kept getting emails, calls, that she distracted and she on the phone, grades slipping.
Yeah, so
So
that's a lot of problems.
you ain't even gotta be on punishment, none of that. We just gonna stop it at the source. No phones at school. You get picked up and dropped off, why you need it?
See,
And she don't.
I agree with you to an extent because the school that my kids and my two boys went to, I am so glad that they had their phone at two particular incidents that happened. There was a riot that broke out at that school. My son, who has Down syndrome, had no idea what was going on, and Your Highness, with everything that was going on, was just the school was on lockdown. We did not get a phone call from this school.
You're not
We got a
supposed to.
phone call from a parent.
You're not
And
supposed
in the
to.
midst of getting a phone call from the parent,
Because when the school is
The
on
son was calling
lockdown
us
and
on
parents
the
get that
phone,
initial
saying the
call,
school was on
now they
lockdown.
coming up there.
So
Well,
I,
you want to get it.
I understand where you're coming from when you see it don't take the phone to school, but today in time, but we got 4 minutes left, just to let you know.
You only got 4 minutes.
Yes, but today in time, it's just like kids, I believe, need phones because
I agree with you.
going on.
I totally agree, but she kept being a distract. She was distracted, so she should fail 9th grade over a phone.
No,
No.
just put that, do that security where she can only make phone calls to mom and dad.
She 15. She know that, but she knows how to
Nah,
do
it's a
that.
bad code that you put on and you the only one who got that code.
I just want to read 12. And he's kind of agreeing with y'all.
She 12-8.
12-8.
That's my best friend. Yeah.
Hey, best friend, what's going on? 12-8 said, I'm currently watching y'all on my TV and posting about y'all on social media via my phone. Multiple sources of entertainment. Multiple sources of entertainment being taken at one time is not punishment, it's a slow process.
Yeah.
First of all, it is a punishment. We'll talk about that later. Listen, we've run out of time. Ladies, I appreciate y'all coming through. Give your platforms in which you can be reached. Your businesses can be reached. Anything that you do, this is your chance to go. Boss Moms, you go first. Hold on. First of all, I want to give a congratulations to Boss Moms. They had a very, very successful event. It was awesome. I enjoyed myself.
Okay, well, if you're looking to join a membership or sisterhood, you can reach out to me at I am Boss Mom Stay Fit on Instagram. If you're looking for fashion, sexy wear, of course, you can always check out my brand, sexyfitbrand.com. That's brand curves and shapers.
Do you have anything for men? Like, I want to be sexy.
Actually, I do have things for men. I have lace wear for their wives to wear.
Thank you so much. Next, we got.
Hey everyone, it's Sinton. If you have a child or if you are a family member of someone with special needs and you're looking for an outlet, yes, we are unique. We try and do events every quarter to just release some of the stress, be it if it's for the guardian or for the child. You can reach me on Instagram at Yes We Are Unique. That is on social media, on IG and Facebook. Or if you are looking to have some type of event. It doesn't matter what it is. If you need some decor, some setup, or rentals, you can reach me on Instagram. It's BEEBENT with the letter Z, number 1, or on Facebook at Beyond Expectation Events with the Z.
Alrighty. I'll let my photograph too.
My photography page on Instagram is Visions of Monet. My regular Instagram is Modest Bree, and make sure y'all shop 12/8. My best friend, she has a clothing line, she does makeup, she does hair.
All right.
She make clothes.
Entrepreneur.
She does cut hair.
All right. 12/8.
That's a boss on the stage.
Entrepreneurs on stage, people.
All right, listen, we're out of here. We appreciate you all.
Another part to this? I'm sorry, sir.
It probably will.
Tintin will take the rest of the show. Go ahead, Tintin. The 4 Horsemen, Tintin, do the show.
If you want this to be another part, it can be another part.
No, it's going to be a part 2. I didn't get a chance to tell anybody because, you know.
All right.
Oh, y'all not taking the show over? I thought y'all taking the show. I was letting y'all do it. All right, so all of our business highlights are at the bottom of the screen. We appreciate everybody.
No, they're not. Take them down
We
already.
will let you know when part 2 will come through, and we're going to have the children. We're going to have, I'm going to try to get some children as young as maybe 14, 15. And, 14. And we're also going to have, you already know what I'm talking about. So we're also going to have some adult children, 22 to 23, 21. And then for part 3, we're going to all come together.
All right.
Best friend said, now just make me cry.
So we're not going to do that tonight because they're running late.
Yes, it
We're just going to do our famous
Right by the
4 Horsemen.
Are y'all ready?
Ready.
All right, start.
Are y'all ready for this?
All right, start off. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. We out there, y'all. See y'all next Tuesday.